The start of the Heysen Trail, Cape Jervis, South Australia. Beautiful gateway to Kangaroo Island, but for some of us it's the start of a 5-day journey on the Heysen Trail. Today's been a real blend of flattish sort of sand dune trails from Cape Jervis through private farmland and some very glitzy glam accommodation along the way. We've had lots of ups and downs, but mostly overexposed round green hills, which has been lovely. And just before coming into Deep Creek Conservation Park, the landscapes started to change again. We got a bit closer to the coastline with dramatic sort of cliffscapes and beautiful thundering ocean below. So we are about 10 or 11 kilometres or so into our walk today. We've hit Blowhole Beach, which is a nice little cove really that the Heysen Trail comes steeply into. You have to cross sometimes a little flowing creek there, which heads out to the ocean, and we are about to climb a massive hill up at Cobbler's Campground. So yeah, let the climbs begin. So we finished our big climb up to Cobbler's Campground. That took about 45 minutes or so, maybe a bit longer. And yeah, it kind of kept on keeping on. So yeah, got to prepare yourself for that one, guys, if you're doing this trail. But we have since headed downhill now. We're weaving our way into this gorgeous valley through to Eagle Waterhole. It's yeah, almost kind of a sunset sort of feeling because it's really dark in the valley here, and can hear the little creek flowing behind us here and frogs and birds. So yeah, it's a really, really gorgeous little section. And we made it. We are camping at Eagle Waterhole tonight, and it's beautiful. We can hear frogs, birds, about to cook tea. There's a few mozzies. But yeah, we've made it our home for tonight. Right, a pretty restful night last night, staying at our cute little campsite at Eagle Waterhole, just by the little dam. Lots of frogs overnight, which was really cool, and birdsong this morning. One of the campers here told us about a red-bellied black snake that's apparently made its home here, so I don't know, hopefully we may see one and not step on one, of course. But yeah, off to Tapanapa today, so about 10 kilometres, plenty of ups and downs, so yeah, let's get on with it. So we are about 1.5 kilometres into our walk today. We're only doing 10 kilometres between Eagle Waterhole and Tapanapa. Straight out of Eagle is a nice steady uphill climb, and then you sort of come along a fire track before heading, of course, back onto those rolling hills. So there's nice steep sections to come, but luckily the views are great. It's straight over to Kangaroo Island again, and beautiful ocean, and a lot of prescribed burns happen through this region. So we're just walking through a little bit of regrowth at the moment. So that was a very tough 5k from Eagle Waterhole to Trig Campground, which is our sort of our halfway mark, I guess, for today. Very steep climbs through some very deep valleys and great views of the ocean, of course. But yeah, you're a fair way inland, so we're lucky enough to be passing the Deep Creek waterfall this afternoon. So that should be really lovely before we reach camp at Tapanapa.
Alright, good morning from Tapanapa. We spent a night here last night. Well, it was pretty relaxing, although we were sharing it with other campers, with cars and music and all that sort of stuff. It wasn't actually too bad. We have woken up to some pretty ordinary weather this morning though, so we are expecting possible thunderstorms late morning, early afternoon, so we've decided to get up really early this morning and try and make some headway. So yeah, it's, I don't know, 6:30 dawn at the moment. So yeah, we've had a few spots of rain and more is coming. So yeah, should be an eventful day because it's going to be a big walk. So from Tapanapa to Balquhidder is about 17 kilometres, but we know from everyone who's told us about this section that it's actually quite a tough one. So yeah, lots of soft sand on a beach and a climb that we are told you need to hold on to a fence line for. So should be an eventful day.
So we are about 7 k's into our walk today and about to head down to Tunkalilla Beach. We're expecting a couple of hours at least of soft sand walking, and behind us you can see where we've got weather chasing us. Now we've also got someone else chasing us as well. So the terrain so far has been pretty spectacular. It's been beautiful coastal inland trails that sort of hugged a valley between the main road down to Boat Harbour Beach car park. Even though we sort of went inland, we didn't actually reach Boat Harbour Beach for 3 kilometres, and it was absolutely stunning. Beautiful views of the valleys that you kind of trace as you head around before heading steep downhill onto the beach, and then a steep uphill off the beach, and you sort of follow these gorgeous cliff lines which take you through some pretty remote beaches. You've just got the waves crashing around you. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So we're about to head on to Tunkalilla Beach now for some soft sand action, and thankfully the sun is still out, but who knows for how long, because yeah, we've got some very dark clouds behind us. We've been told about this hill. This is just off of Tunkalilla Beach, and as you can see it's straight up that fence line, and it's a almost vertical line on the profile, so we know we've got some big climbs ahead. So we made it to Balquhidder. We've got a beautiful little campsite tonight all to ourselves, and yeah, it's really, really nice. We've got a little creek behind me, we've got a water tank, and our tent's just behind the water tank. So yeah, 17 kilometres for today, not a bad effort, and I don't know how we dodged the weather, but miraculously we did. So yeah, nice to get here in the end. The last 2 k's are on road, which was a bit hard underfoot after all the soft sand, but yeah, it was a great day all round. Morning from Balquhidder. Well, the weather did hit in the end. We got lots of rain overnight and plenty of rain this morning, but that's not a bad thing because it's made everything nice and fresh this morning, and our legs are nice and fresh as well, so that's a good thing too. We've only got about 11.7 or something like that kilometres to Waipinga today, which is where we'll finish our hike for today. And yeah, still battling a bit of a head cold, but I'm not going to let that get in the way of enjoying this because it's still a really beautiful walk. So we've been going for an hour and we've had a couple of showers pass through. We're now down at the coastline again after coming lots of downhill and actually we followed a creek, which meant that we had to sort of go up and over the edges of some beautiful rolling hills, which was really nice. But we've reached the
beach now, and they certainly don't call this wild for nothing. It's wild out there. So from Waipinga, it's only about another 12 or so kilometres to Kings Beach. It's a gorgeous section that's coming up. Beautiful dramatic cliff lines, probably the most spectacular scenery actually on the whole Heysen Trail. But today we've been lucky enough to see all sorts of sea creatures on the beach. Picked up a little bit of rubbish on the way sadly, but at least that's not there now. And the beaches have been well, wild, and today was such a windy day too, so it felt even more dramatic as well. So certainly a wild-ish kind of a day. So we made it to Waipinga Campground, and this is a gorgeous little place to camp. There is flushing loos here. There's also a nice shelter, which is like an old stone hut. Great for a lunch stop if you're planning on continuing on to Victor or beyond. And yeah, it's great to be finishing our final day of walking here. We've also got some amazing footage to share with you of Kings Beach, so stay tuned and a little bit of that will follow.